I sat on the back porch steps, coffee going cold in my hand. Watching Claire push Lily on the old tire swing Dad had hung the summer before he got sick. Lily's laugh carried across the yard like nothing bad had ever happened here. "You're gonna send me to the moon, Claire?" Lily, SQUEAL, led. Claire grinned, giving the swing another gentle shove. "Only if you promise to bring me back a star, kiddo." God, I loved her for that. For the way she made Lily light up again. For the way she made this house feel like a home instead of a museum of grief. Lily hopped off the swing and ran over, throwing her arms around my neck. "Claire says we're making lasagna tonight. With the extra cheese like Mom used to?" "Sounds perfect," I said, kissing the top of her head. "Go wash up." "I'll help Claire in a minute," Lily darted inside. I stayed on the steps, eyes on my wife. Claire brushed dirt off her jeans and walked over, sliding down beside me. "You okay?" she asked softly. "Better than okay," I lied. "For the first time since Dad, everything feels right." She rested her head on my shoulder. "I'm glad. You deserve this. You both do." I wrapped an arm around her, breathing in her coconut shampoo. I keep thinking maybe it's time we talked about kids of our own. Her body stiffened just a fraction, but I felt it. "Can we not tonight?" "Lily's finally happy. Let's just enjoy this for a while." "Yeah, sure. No rush." I forced a smile. We'd had this conversation 4 times in 6 months. Always the same gentle deflection. The screen door creaked. Ethan stepped out, holding 2 beers, handing me one. "Thought you could use this, man?" Claire stood. "I'll start dinner. You boys catch up?" She kissed my cheek and disappeared inside. Ethan dropped onto the step below me, twisting his bottle open. "She's good with Lily," he said. "The best." He took a long drink. "You ever wonder why she's in no hurry to have her own?" I stared at the yard. "She just wants to be sure Lily's okay first." He picked at the label on his beer. "I'm not trying to be a dick, but you ever feel like she's keeping one foot out the door?" "Stop. I'm serious. She flinches every time you mention the future, like she's allergic to permanence." I laughed, but it came out brittle. "You're seeing things. She moved in, didn't she? She's here every day, cooking, laughing, taking care of us." Ethan looked toward the kitchen window where Claire's silhouette moved behind the curtains. "Taking care. There's a difference. It's Jesus." "Ethan, why can't you just be happy for me?" "Because I watched you fall apart when your dad died," he said quietly. "And now you're clinging to the first person who smiled at you in this house like she's oxygen. I don't want you to wake up suffocating." I drained half my beer in one go. "I'm not clinging. I'm healing. There's a difference." He held up his hands. Okay. Forget I said anything." We sat in silence until Lily yelled that the water was boiling over. Ethan clapped my shoulder and went inside to help. I stayed on the steps, staring at the empty swing swaying in the breeze. Claire poked her head out a minute later. "Hey, handsome, come taste the sauce." "Coming," I called, voice bright. I stood, rolled my shoulders, and plastered on the smile I'd perfected over the last year. The one that said everything was fine. Perfect. Even. Because if I admitted Evan for a second, that Ethan might be right. The whole fragile thing I'd built would shatter, and I couldn't survive losing another family. Not again. So I walked inside. Kissed Claire's flour-dusted cheek, and told her the sauce was the best she'd ever made, and I almost believed it. I stared at Claire's last message from 3 hours ago running late. "Don't wait up," while the lasagna I'd reheated turned to rubber in my mouth. Lily poked at her plate. "Is Claire coming home soon?" "She said she had a work thing," I answered. Same line I'd used twice this week. Lily shrugged and took her plate to the sink. The house felt too quiet after she went upstairs. At 11:17, the front door clicked. Claire slipped in, heels in her hand, hair perfect, even though she'd supposedly been at the office. "Hey, babe." She kissed my forehead like nothing was wrong. "You're still up." "Couldn't sleep." I tasted perfume that wasn't hers. "How was the meeting?" "Long, boring. You know how marketing is." She dropped her purse on the counter, phone face down. "I'm gonna shower quick." The phone buzzed twice before she snatched it. New password. She'd changed it last week, said her coworker kept prank texting her. I followed her halfway up the stairs. Claire. She paused, one hand on the railing. Yeah, you'd tell me if something was wrong, right? She laughed, soft and sweet. Baby, nothing's wrong. You're just tired. Sunday, we drove to her mom's for dinner. Margaret opened the door wearing the same tight smile she always saved for me. Claire, honey. Margaret kissed her cheek, then turned to me. David, you look tired. Thanks, Margaret. Good to see you too. Dinner was roast chicken and silent judgment. Margaret passed the potatoes. Claire mentioned you turned down that promotion again. Didn't turn it down, I said. They offered it to someone with an MBA. Claire squeezed my knee under the table, warning her comfort. I couldn't tell. Margaret sipped her wine. Still, a man should want to provide more than adequate. Mom, Claire said sharply. I'm only saying. Margaret dabbed her lips. Claire's at the age where stability matters. I forced a laugh. We're stable, Margaret's eyes flicked at Claire. Are you, dear? Claire smiled too brightly. We're perfect. On the drive home, I gripped the wheel until my knuckles went white. You didn't have to defend me, I muttered. She's my mother. She's protective. She thinks I'm a failure, thinks no one's good enough for me. Claire reached for the radio. Let's not fight. That night, she came home after midnight again. I was on the couch pretending to watch a game. Client dinner ran long, she said before I could ask. You said it was a team meeting yesterday. She froze in the hallway. Did I'm on client team? Same thing, Claire. She walked over, cupped my face. Sweetheart, you're doing that thing again? The overthinking thing. I'm here, aren't I? You're here late, I'm here now. She kissed me slow, tasting like mint trying to cover something else. Stop looking for problems that don't exist. I wanted to believe her so badly my chest hurt. Monday, she left her phone on the nightstand while she showered. It buzzed against the wood once, twice, 3 times. I stared at it. The screen lit up. Ethan. Can't stop thinking. About last night, my stomach dropped through the floor. Steam rolled out from under the bathroom door. Claire started singing some pop song. Off-key and happy. I stood there, heart hammering, thumb hovering. The screen went dark. I didn't touch it. I sat on the edge of the bed and waited for her to come out wrapped in a towel, smiling like the world still made sense. Because if I looked, there'd be no going back. And I wasn't ready to lose her yet, so I smiled when she walked out, told her I loved her, and pretended the crack I felt in my chest was just my imagination. The phone buzzed again on the nightstand, a low, angry bee that refused to die. Claire was dead asleep beside me, mouth slightly open. Hair across her face like nothing in the world could touch her. Buzz. I reached over and killed the alarm clock so the sound wouldn't wake her. Then I stared at the glowing screen. RH. One new voice message. RH. Ryan Heller. The coworker she'd mentioned exactly twice. Once when she started the new campaign, once when she said he was harmless, just flirty with everyone. My thumb hovered. I told myself to put it down. I pressed play instead. A man's low chuckle first. Then Claire's voice, soft and warm in a way I hadn't heard in months. Hey you. I'm lying here thinking about last night, God. The way you kissed my stomach. Right where our baby's gonna grow, one day my lungs forgot how to work. Can't wait until I don't have to sneak around anymore. I keep picturing us in that house we looked at, the one with the big yard. You, me, and the little one. I love you so much it hurts. The message ended with the wet sound of a kiss. I sat frozen, phone still against my ear like maybe I'd imagined it. I hit play again. Our baby's gonna grow one day again. I love you so much it hurts. Again, Claire stirred, mumbled something, rolled over. I yanked the phone away and shoved it back on the nightstand exactly where it had been. I walked to the bathroom on legs that didn't feel like mine, shut the door, and played it one more time, volume almost nothing. Same words, same laugh, same future that wasn't mine. I splashed water on my face until my skin went numb. When I came out, she was still sleeping. One arm flung over my pillow like she was reaching for me. I sat in the dark living room until the sky turned gray. At 6:30, she padded in, wearing my old college t-shirt. "You're up early. Couldn't sleep," I said. My voice sounded like gravel. She kissed the top of my head on her way to the coffee maker. "Everything okay?" "Yeah, just a lot on my mind." She started the machine. "Work stuff." Something like that. She leaned against the counter, studying me. "You sure? You look like you saw a ghost." I forced a laugh. Maybe I did. Her phone buzzed in the bedroom again. She didn't even flinch, just smiled. Probably Lily asking if we're out of cereal again. I nodded. Probably. She walked back to get it. I listened to her footsteps, light and carefree. "Hey, babe," she called. "Yeah. I have to run into the office early. Ryan needs help with the pitch deck." Ryan. The name landed between us like a live wire. I swallowed. "Tell Ryan I said hi." She poked her head out, brow creased. "You met him?" "At the Christmas party, remember?" Tall guy laughs like a hyena. She laughed, relieved. "Right, I'll tell him." She disappeared again. Shower started. Singing started. I sat there staring at the black screen of the TV, replaying her voice in my head, soft and loving. Nothing like the tired affection she gave me these days. Our baby, our future, our house, not ours. His. The coffee finished brewing. The smell filled the kitchen, like everything was normal. I poured a cup I didn't drink. When she came out, hair wet, makeup perfect, she kissed me goodbye. "Quick and dry? Love you," she said. "You too," I answered. Door shut, car gone. I stayed on the couch until Lily came down at 8, rubbing her eyes. "You okay?" she asked. "Fine, kiddo. You look sad." I pulled her into a hug so she couldn't see my face. Just tired. She hugged back, small arms tight. "Claire said she's working late again tonight." "Yeah," I whispered into her hair. She told me. I held my little sister while the voice note played on loop inside my skull. Breaking me quietly in the morning light, I sat at my desk staring at the same spreadsheet for 3 hours. Numbers swam. Someone said my name twice before I heard it. "Dude." Ethan dropped into the chair beside me. "You're gray. What the hell happened?" "Nothing." "Bullshit. Talk." I shook my head. The words were lodged behind my teeth like broken glass. He leaned closer. "Is it Claire?" I laughed, a sound like tearing paper. "Why would it be Claire?" "Because you look like someone ran over your dog, man. Twice." "Just drop it." He didn't move. "You're scaring me." "I'm fine," I snapped. Heads turned. I lowered my voice. I said, "Drop it." Ethan held up his hands and walked away. I hated myself for the hurt on his face, but I couldn't let him see me like this. Not when I was already ashamed of breathing. I left at lunch and never went back. Claire was in the kitchen when I got home, humming, chopping vegetables like the world hadn't ended. "Hey, you're early." She smiled over her shoulder. "I'm making that chicken thing you like." I froze in the doorway. She noticed. "Everything okay?" "Yeah," I croaked. "Long day. Poor baby." She came over, kissed my cheek, smelled like garlic and lies. "Go sit. Dinner in 20. I watched her move around my kitchen, our kitchen, and wondered how many nights she'd come home from him and cooked for me with his taste still on her tongue. "You're staring," she laughed. "Am I?" My voice sounded far away. She tilted her head. "You sure you're all right?" "I'm perfect," I said, and the lie tasted like rust. Dinner was torture. Lily talked about school. Claire asked questions. I nodded at the right times. Inside, I was screaming. After Lily went upstairs, Claire curled against me on the couch. "Movie?" she asked. "Can't headache." She rubbed my temples. "Want me to get you something?" "I'm pregnant with another man's baby and I love him. That's all." "No," I said. "I'm good." She kissed my neck. "I love you, you know?" I closed my eyes so she wouldn't see them shine. "I know." Later, she fell asleep with the TV flickering across her face. Her phone lit up on the coffee table. RH, miss you already. I picked it up. Same passcode as always. She hadn't even changed it for me. I opened the voice note, saved it to my own phone, deleted the evidence from hers. She stirred. Babe. Go back to sleep, I whispered. She did. Easy as anything. I sat in the dark with her head on my lap and listened to the saved message. One more time. Our baby, I love you so much it hurts I didn't cry. I couldn't. I was hollow. Somewhere around 3 a.m., I carried her to bed. Tucked her in, kissed her forehead like a good husband. Then I went to the guest room, locked the door, and curled on the floor. I didn't make a sound. I just broke. Quietly, completely alone. I was on the back steps at dawn, face in my hands, when the screen door creaked. David. Lily's voice was small. Why are you crying? I wiped my eyes fast. Allergies. She sat beside me, knees to her chest. You've been crying for days. I'm not stupid. I looked at her, 12 going on 30, and the dam cracked. I'm sad, Lil. Really sad. Because of Claire. My silence was answer enough. She hugged me hard. Whatever it is, we'll fix it. You, me, and Claire. We're a team, right? I held her until my ribs hurt. Yeah, kiddo. Team. Ethan met me at the corner bar at lunch. He took one look and ordered 2 whiskeys. Talk now. Slid my phone across the table and hit play on the saved note. His face went stone cold. When it ended, he downed his drink in one. That fucking, I know. You're confronting her tonight. I can't. Not yet. Slammed the glass down. Then when? When she's showing? When she asks you to raise his kid? I flinched. I need to be smart. If I explode, she'll just deny everything and I'll look insane. Ethan rubbed his temples. Fine, but you do it with strength, not begging. You hear me? You walk in there like the man who pays the bills. Not the guy scared of being alone. I nodded. Throat tight. That afternoon, HR forced me into a wellness check. Dr. Harper's office smelled like lavender and tissues. She didn't waste time. Scale of 1 to 10. How close are you to harming yourself or someone else? 0 to myself. Maybe a 3 to someone else. She didn't smile. Good honesty, tell me what's happening at home. I told her everything. The words poured out like poison. When I finished, she leaned forward. Pain doesn't destroy you, David. Silence does. Every day you swallow this, you teach your body it doesn't deserve truth. That's how people disappear while they're still breathing. I stared at my hands that wouldn't stop shaking. So what do? You stop reacting and start documenting. Quietly. Bank statements, phone records, anything that proves what you know. Then, when you're ready, you speak once, clearly, and you don't negotiate your reality. That night, Claire cornered me in the hallway. You're scaring me, she said, voice trembling. You barely look at me. Did I do something? I met her eyes for the first time in days. Do you really want the answer to that? She went pale. What's that supposed to mean? I walked past her. Nothing. Forget it. Later, while she showered, went through her phone again. New voice notes from RH Ryan. Transferred the down payment money to your account yet? Claire. Not yet. He'd notice. I'll move it next week when the mortgage auto pays. Ryan, babe, we're so close. 2 more months and we tell him together, okay? Claire, I'm trying. He's fragile right now. He's dead weight. You said it yourself. I saved every one. I sat on the edge of the bed, heart steady for the first time in weeks. Claire came out in a towel, hair dripping. You okay? She asked, uncertain. Getting there, I said. She smiled, relieved. Climbed in beside me. I let her fall asleep with her head on my chest while I stared at the ceiling and planned, not revenge. Not for revenge. For the day I'd walk out of this house with my sister, my dignity, and every shred of proof that I wasn't the crazy one, the day I'd finally speak, and she'd have nowhere left to hide. I waited until Lily was at a sleepover. Claire walked in from yoga, flushed. Hair in a messy bun she only wore when she lied. Hey, she said, kicking off her shoes. You cooked? Sit down. She froze at my tone. What's wrong? I placed her phone on the table between us. Screen up, voice note already queued. Play it. Her eyes flicked to the screen, then to me. David, play it, Claire. She pressed play with a trembling thumb. Her own voice filled the kitchen. Our baby. I love you so much it hurts. Color drained from her face. That's not, she started. It's you. I've listened to it 50 times. Try again, she laughed, high and panicked. Someone must have edited stop. My voice was quiet steel. I have 17 more. Bank transfers, hotel receipts, the house you'd have put an offer on. It's over. She sank into the chair. Tears came fast. I was going to tell you, she whispered. When? After you cleaned out the savings? It wasn't like that at first. You were grieving. You were closed off, so you fucked your coworker and got pregnant. Got it? She flinched. I was lonely. Ryan listened. He saw me. I stared at her until she looked away. How much money did you move? I asked. She wiped her nose. Enough for the down payment. I was going to pay you back with what? His salary? The one I helped him get the interview for? The doorbell rang. Margaret's sharp knock followed. Claire's eyes widened. I didn't call her. I walked past her and opened the door. Margaret swept in, purse first. Claire sounded hysterical on the phone. She should be, I said. Margaret glared. Whatever you've done to upset my daughter, ask her, I cut in. Ask her about Ryan. Ask her about the baby. Ask her why she's been stealing from the joint account for 4 months. Margaret turned to Claire. Tell him he's wrong. Claire's mask finally cracked. She looked small. He's not wrong, Mom. Margaret blinked. You're joking. Claire shook her head. Tears again, but colder now. I love Ryan. I'm leaving. Margaret's mouth opened, closed. After everything this family has given you, a house, security, he gave me nothing but depression and a clingy teenager. Claire spat. The air left my lungs. Footsteps thundered down the stairs. Lily stood in pajamas, eyes blazing. I came home early, she said. Take it back. Claire reached for her. Lily, honey, you said I was your little sister? Lily shouted. You promised we'd always be a family. Margaret tried, sweetheart. Adults make mistakes? No. Lily turned to me, voice breaking. She doesn't get to hurt you? And just leave. Claire grabbed her purse. You don't understand. I understand you're a liar. Lily yanked away. Get out. Silence rang. Claire looked at me, eyes pleading for one last lifeline. I gave her nothing. She picked up her purse, walked to the door, paused. I really did love you once, she said quietly. You loved what I could give you, I answered. There's a difference. She stepped outside. The door shut soft behind her. Margaret started. This is ridiculous. She'll be back tomorrow when she won't, I said. And you're not welcome here either. Stunned, then followed her daughter into the night. Lily ran to me, arms around my waist, face buried in my shirt. I held her while she cried. And for the first time in months, my own tears finally came. Relief, rage, grief. All at once, the house was quiet again. But this time, the silence felt like breathing room instead of a grave. Ethan slid a beer across the patio table. You look human again. I ate an entire pizza last night, I said. Without crying, progress. He clinked his bottle against mine. Heard from her? 43 messages, 12 voicemails, 1 paper letter that smelled like her old perfume. You read them? Verse 10. Then I marked the rest as unread and turned off read receipts. He whistled low. Cold. Peaceful. I corrected. Lily bounded out with lemonade. Guess what Claire posted on Instagram? Delete the app, Lil. Shh. She deleted the account, Lily said, grinning. After someone commented, Karma's a pregnant bitch on every photo. I almost smiled. Almost my phone buzzed on the table. Claire again, please David, just 5 minutes on the phone. I'm staying at the Oak Motel off Route 40, and I have no one eye. Showed Ethan the screen. He raised an eyebrow. Ryan ghosted. Apparently, the second she had no savings left to split, he remembered he wasn't ready for a baby. Lily snorted. Her mom won't even let her crash on the couch. Aunt Jen told me Margaret said, and I quote, "You made your bed. Now give birth in it." I laughed for the first time in months. It felt strange in my throat. Like a muscle I'd forgotten I had. Another text. I can't do this alone. I'm scared. I typed one line. Deleted it, typed another, then I put the phone face dash down. Ethan watched me. You okay? I thought I'd feel triumph, I said. A fur with from the fire fur. I'm fur so the screaming from the rooftops, but it's quiet. It's just quiet. It's real karma, he said. Not the loud kind. The kind that just removes the stage after the actor's done performing. We're enough, right? I kissed her hair. We're everything. That night, another voicemail popped up. I played it on speaker while I washed dishes. David. They fired me today. Ryan told HR about the inappropriate relationship before I could. I have $43 and I'm 22 weeks and I'm so tired. I just wanted something of my own. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The message cut off with a recorded beep. I stared at the dark window. Suds dripping from my hands. Part of me waited for the old ache. The reflex to savor it never came. I deleted the message, dried my hands, and went to find Lily. She was sprawled on the couch picking a movie. Want popcorn? I asked with extra butter. Extra everything, I said. We watched an old superhero film, the one she loved when she was 8. She fell asleep halfway through, head in my lap. I didn't move until the credits rolled. Outside, the streetlights glowed soft gold on wet pavement from earlier rain. The house was warm. The fridge hummed. My heart beat slow and steady. No fireworks. Just the quiet sound of a life that belonged to me again. Lily and I painted the spare room bright blue on Saturday. She stood on a chair, roller in hand. College colors? She teased. Future guest room, I said. Or maybe yours when you're home from school and too cool for your old bedroom, she grinned. Never too cool for you. That night, Mom came for dinner. First time in 2 years, she didn't bring a casserole in pity. You're glowing, she said. Hugging me tight. Feels weird to say it, I answered. But I'm good. Dr. Harper called Monday morning. Regional manager spot opened up. I recommended you. Interview Thursday. I almost dropped the phone. You serious? I've watched you rebuild yourself from ashes in 8 weeks. That's the kind of leader companies beg for. Thursday, I wore the suit that used to hang loose. It fit now. Walking out, Lily handed me a coffee. Kick their asses, big brother. I did Friday. They offered me the job. 20% raise, relocation optional, full benefits. I accepted on the spot. That evening, a new voice note appeared. Claire, I sat on the porch steps and pressed play. David, I had the baby. A boy. He's so small and I'm alone in this room and I keep thinking about how you used to hold me when I cried. I was so wrong. I destroyed the best thing I ever had. I know you'll never forgive me and I don't deserve it anyway. I just needed you to know I'm sorry. Truly, I hope you're happy. You deserve happy. Her voice cracked on the last 10 seconds into pure sobbing. I listened to the whole thing, no tightening in my chest. No urge to run to her, just the soft sound of crickets and Lily laughing inside at some video. I held the phone a moment longer. Thumb over delete. Take care of yourself, Claire, I said to the night. Then I deleted the message, blocked the number, and walked inside. Lily looked up. Everything okay? Better than okay, I said, ruffling her hair. We're free. She smiled like sunrise. I smiled back like a man who finally chose himself, and meant it. I was laughing at something Lily said, mouthful of pancakes, when I felt the stare. Claire stood by the cafe door. One hand on the stroller, the other clutching a takeout cup like a lifeline. Dark circles, unwashed hair, clothes that hung off her like regret. The baby was asleep, under a thin blue blanket. Lily followed my gaze. Oh, Mom reached across the table and squeezed my wrist. You don't owe her anything. I wiped my mouth, stood, and walked over. Claire's lips parted, but nothing came out at first. David. She finally whispered. You look happy. I am. Her eyes filled fast. I didn't know you came here. It's a free town. She glanced at the table where Lily was pretending not to watch and Mom was openly glaring. I think about you every day, she said, voice cracking. How I threw us away. I'd give anything to go back. I looked at the baby, tiny fist curled by his mouth, then back at her. You're a mother now, I said quietly. Be one. That little boy didn't ask for any of this. Tears spilled over. Can we just talk? 5 minutes, please? No. She flinched like I'd struck her. There's nothing left to say, Claire. I heard every apology you had. I watched you lose everything you traded me for. That's enough. I'm so sorry, she choked out. I know. I believe you. I kept my voice steady. But sorry doesn't rebuild what you burned. Some losses aren't bridges. They're just lessons. Her shoulders shook. I loved you. You loved the version of me that begged, I said. I don't do that anymore. Baby stirred, made a small sound. Claire rocked the stroller automatically, eyes never leaving my face. I wish she started. Don't, I cut in, gentle but final. Wishing is what kept me on my knees for months. I'm standing now. I stepped around her. She called after me, voice breaking. David. I didn't turn back. At the table, Lily scooted over so I could slide in beside her. Mom passed me the syrup without a word. You okay? Lily asked. I looked at my sister, my mother, the half-eaten pancakes, the sunlight pouring through the window. Never better, I said, and meant it. Outside, Claire stood on the sidewalk a long time, staring through the glass. I didn't watch her leave. Love should never feel like begging. It should feel like breathing. And for the first time in years, mine came easy, deep, steady, strong, and entirely my own.